Hark the Herald, Angels Sing, also known as the Charlie Brown Christmas song. This is the song that's sung at the end of the Peanuts Christmas cartoon, and they're singing it around the Christmas tree. So this is a pretty familiar song. We're going to write in some finger numbers. We start with a 1 and 5, and then we go to a 1 and 3. We play the 1 and 3 again, and then finger 1 moves up to the A, and we play finger 1 and 2 because finger 2 is already on the F. The thumb has to step up. And then it comes right back, and the thumb is on G, 2, 1. All right, so then this becomes an exercise of repeating what we did at the beginning, except here, this is a little tricky. Your thumb is moving up. So I'm going to circle the thumb because he's moving up, but finger 2 also moves up to the sharp. So you have the A, we're in C major, your thumb's moving up to the A, and finger 2 is moving up to the sharp. People get confused and they start looking for any black note, but it is F sharp. So then we're playing those 2 notes there. In line 1, there was no sharp, and we played A and F. We've played that chord a bunch of times, but in this line, it's the A and F sharp. And then your hand comes right back down. Okay, in the third line, that's where we're coming back down to the G. And then they're recommending that instead of moving your thumb up, that your finger 2 is going to cross over and play this A and then come back to the G. So that's going to look like this. So we've learned sometimes it's easier to put your thumb up. Sometimes it's easier to cross. The reason they want you to cross there is because the very next chord is this, and they want your thumb here. If you go like this, then you have to move your whole hand to get this chord, and then you might end up playing a mistake. So it's easier to put finger 2 over, and your thumb is already there. And then it's going to happen again in the next line. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's going to happen again. Okay, so let's mark those spots. Here it's 2 and then 1. And I circled 2 because it has to cross. This is the chord that's 1, 3, and 5. If you can't get all 3 fingers to play this chord, you can play just the 1 and the 5. It's going to be fine. Here we're going to cross finger 2 over again for the A and finger 1 on the G. Here's the 1, 3, and 5 chord again. Again, like the other one, if you can only play the 1 and the 5 because the 3 doesn't want to cooperate, that is fine. Finger 2 is going to cross over again for the A, and then 1 is on G. All right, here we go again. The thumb is going to move up to the A, and then finger 2 is still on the F. And then we play C, which is your lowest finger, your pinky, finger 5. This is the tricky one here. You have great big dogs fight animals. Great big dogs fight. So finger 4 in the left hand, your ring finger is on D. Finger 2 is on F, pointer. And we really haven't played this chord before. So that one might be a little tricky. The first note before that is finger 5, and then you have 2 and 4. So you might want to practice getting those 2 fingers coordinated to work together. And then we have 1 and 5, and finger 5 is on the B. We've done that chord a lot now. 1 and 5 in C major, all cows eat. That's an E. Finger 3 is on E, F, G, and then your thumb's moving up again to the A. It stays on the A, and finger 5 is moving to the C sharp. Okay, so I'm going to play the A and the F chord. And then the next chord is not C, it's C sharp. So you can practice playing the F and the A, F and this, or A and the C sharp, F and A, C sharp and A, F and A, C sharp and A. And the very next chord, finger 5 slides up to the D. So we're going to be going from that chord to that chord. So let's take a peek at what that looks like. You have the F and the A right here. The A stays the same and we play that C sharp. And again, the A stays the same and finger 5 moves from the C sharp up to the D. It just kind of slides because they're right next to each other. Okay, last line to mark. We're back to the 1 and the 5, where the 5 is on the B, that bigger chord, and 1 and 5 C chord. 1, 3, and 5, if you can play finger 3, otherwise 1 and 5 is fine. Thumb and pointer. And again, we end with our C chord. 1 and 5 is fine. And then this very low C. All right, so I hope you have your music marked. If you need to rewind and maybe stop it in places and get your score marked, it will be so helpful for you if you mark your score exactly the way I have my score marked and you practice your left hand 3 or 4 or 5 days by itself so that the muscle memory doesn't practice mistakes. This one's a little more complicated than any of the songs in the Prelude book, and I guarantee if you practice mistakes by putting your hands together too quickly, you will always play this song with mistakes. Okay, so I'm going to play just the left hand. I'm going to do a separate video for the right hand. All right, left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I made a goof right there because it was supposed to be 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, rest. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I goofed there again. It's only 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I go on automatic pilot, just like sometimes my students do, where I'm so used to playing for the whole measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, that I count that instead of in some of those places, 1, 2, 1, 2. So make sure when you're practicing your hands alone that if it's a half note, it gets 2 counts. If it's a whole note, you know it gets the whole measure, 4 counts. Have fun practicing your left hand, and then check out the next video for your right hand.